how this matchup gets played on paper, I feel like maybe, obviously there's like aerial mobility from Sora, but I feel like Greninja can sort of catch up and like keep up with Sora in the air just because of how fast he is.
Right. Yeah, he's got an amazing jump. He's super quick. And like, yeah, it's gonna be, look at these weights too. Look at that. Just like so in control here in terms of just the advantage state. So confident in the option selection there. Good kind of scrapping back there for Mio, trying to get something started. And it was looking really, really amazing, but now we're kind of into the scrappiness. And I think this is probably going to be a fairly scrappy game.
Yeah, which is nice. I love watching people kind of just throw hands, I'm not going to lie. So, but like you said, yeah, I mean, so far, like the option selection has been really good, but just like that, Mio just adding all this damage and just kind of staying sort of even with Tarik. So really good stuff so far, but this is a situation I think down tilt will confirm it as a fair, outright fair, just trying to get that kill altogether. So
yeah, that was super close. Ooh, yeah, it's gonna be interesting seeing. There's gonna be a lot of weird game-breaking strangeness with all the different counters and the interactions that you see. The Ultimate, pretty good game, but sometimes when they code all these interactions, some shenanigans can appear on screen. So those confirms. I remember as Port Priority 8, I hadn't really casted a super good, up until that point, Sora, and I started seeing, I'm blanking on the Japanese Sora, who's super well known. Yeah. Just seeing him just land all of those, whatever they call it, loops, the oops confirms.
Yeah.
Into up B, into F smash, all of these options to just finish off stocks. Sora truly a menace, and that was not what I had on the bingo card, his up throw, taking that stock.
Up throw killing, yeah. I mean, the thing is like, Greninja has such a good damage output, can get these really early kills off of just vibe checks and like sus DI. However, once you get to like 120 plus, dash attack doesn't confirm into anything anymore. You have to just like try to find these kills off of like raw F smashes, or not F smashes, forward airs, maybe trying to find back airs. But Sora doesn't have a problem finding these kills. So
right.
Mio is having a pretty good time right now. If anything, Tarik's the one that's, you know, struggling to find some footing and try to get that stock early, which is why we have such a big lead right now.
Yeah, Mio sitting pretty here. We're gonna have to see if Tarik has an answer. No, it's definitely not going to be matchup inexperience here. Just has to find the rhythm, and like you were saying, with those early combos into some of those early confirms, which we know Greninja is capable of.
Yeah, like right now, you need to find like down tilt up smash, down tilt forward air, nair forward air. You need to find those like pretty much right now. If not, then you kind of lose your window.
Yeah. Like you said, calling it out. Yeah, I mean, like that's what Greninja kind of rests on, that edge of a knife, in that he's like very capable of taking stocks sub 100, but if you let there to be too many interactions and all of a sudden your opponent's at 140 and your confirms aren't working anymore, then you're just looking for that random fair. You're looking for that random hit.
Yeah, tried to go for that drag down right there in order to maybe extend the combo, but doesn't actually get it. Still finding some really good percents right here. And yeah, that's the situation right there. Down tilt forward air, definitely something to kind of note, maybe put Mio on alert a little bit right here. But yeah, I mean, just like that, Tarik was able to just bring it back. But Mio trying to find some footing right here, gets a pretty big hit, but across stage, not going to kill just yet. Yeah, really close in terms of percentage here, but it's really been the Mio show recently. But Tarik's just clawing it out of what I felt like was the jaws of defeat. Yeah. Finding that confirm like you were talking about. It's all about in that upper mid percent range, finding those confirms and knowing you've got to pull the trigger there. Yeah. Yeah, against like a mid-weight or like an average weight character, if you find down tilt at like 90 to 100, then that's where you can really find those kills for sure, which is exactly what we saw. Because I mean, stock one, like we said, Mio lived up to like 160, where to the point where Tarik got to get a kill off of up throw, but wasn't flustered, kind of kept pushing through, and then found 2 very early kills compared to that first one, enough to get himself on the board for this game number 1. And here we go to PS2, and we'll have to see. Starting off in this similar fashion to game 1, where Tarik really had a strong opening.
Have to see if that continues, and have to see what the adaptation was, because as of this moment, Mio's just having a real tough time landing on the stage, and we're at over 100%.
Oh, that was so smart. That was so smart, yeah. You knew that Mio was a little uncomfortable in that all the way up there, so tried to find like a way to either reverse the situation or maybe even get a cheesy kill depending on what direction that counter was going to send. But Tarik, or that downer, I mean, and then Tarik with the counter just so ready and just able to get such a big stock so early, not worrying about getting an up throw at 170 or whatever at this point.
100%, yeah. And it's one of those things, knowing exactly when you've kind of conditioned your opponent to expect that option to pull the counter trigger and secure that early stock lead. Oh, and getting out of the uppy. That's combo, not actually combo. Very, very fake.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like a does he know? And if you know, then you find yourself in a pretty good situation. You can get out of those reliably. So, so far right now, I mean, good opening right here. And Rage Greninja here could get a pretty early kill here. But just like that, Mio staying alive, staying competitive. I mean, we saw Mio scrap and get all this damage back, even though we saw huge openings from the start of the game, especially in game 1. So.
And looking for some shenanigans, maybe trying to read, roll in some nice parries here. Gonna have to see if the noops are gonna be able to kick in at this low %, or if we're gonna see another situation where Tarik's gonna be able to find this like kind of, you know, nair into imagination, whatever, nair into imagination, kill. Don't need a lot of imagination. You just hit the fair button.
Yeah, I feel like there's been multiple situations in the last game and a half where Mio has kind of been stuck, you know, pushing either like pressing the B button with the fireballs and with the ice, and it's just like if you whiff, like Greninja has so much mobility and is able to punish you when a couple characters in the game can't really punish you for that. So I feel like Mio's just kind of getting checked by that a little bit, and I'm curious to see if we're going to see maybe a little less special happy, especially in this game 3. So maybe even towards the end of this game right here in order to bring back the game number 2.
Yeah, and right now, Tarik sitting pretty with a full stock lead. Pretty close to lapping Mio in %, but gonna take that trade is not gonna kill. The F smash, a pretty good option, but still not quite gonna do it. The ledge trump into back air, setting up this ledge trap. What is the answer? Looking for the flood. That was scary.
I cannot believe that he got away with that.
Yeah, that was just floating out there.
And then the fair trade. Yeah, nice. Yeah, and that's quick 2-0, just like that, already kind of back against the wall a little bit for Mio. But this is winner side, so obviously, even if you don't close this out, you got to run it in losers. There's a lot of killers in losers bracket right now for sure, though. So you definitely want to be a little bit careful. I mean,
nowhere to hide in a tournament like this. Even though, I mean, everyone's talking about the melee side. We've got literally, I believe, all of the top 20 players, unless someone dropped. But at one point, they were all reg. And it's absolutely absurd bracket. But the ultimate side is no slouch either. We've got 24 or so top 100 players. So yeah, some of them have got to make their way down to losers bracket. You're not hiding out here.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. And gonna get a change of scenery right here for this game number 3. Maybe opting to go. Maybe, I guess Battlefield makes sense for Sora. You can get some platform resets and maybe can get some sneaky extensions to your combos.
Yeah.
Greninja can kind of do the same thing, but I think that Mio is choosing at this point, since you're down 2-0, you have to play offense, and you have to play hella offense for sure.
100%. You got to kind of pull the trigger on like what you think is going to be your win condition, your comfort, and regardless of what your opponent is capable of doing, it's kind of like you just got to go for it. Oh, man, missing on some of these confirms here on these opportunities to potentially take early stocks. With that being said, Mio with a pretty commanding lead here.
Yeah, a little bit of a change of pace compared to the first 2 games where we saw Mio kind of start the game at 100%, and now it's kind of the opposite. But can you capitalize? I mean,
what a wait! Just sat there waiting for that throw.
Yeah, absolutely. And if anyone has the ability to reliably kill, it's definitely Sora as opposed to Greninja. Like back throw is a factor right now. Up air, like falling, like drop. That right there is a factor. So.
Oh yeah, no shortage of ways for Tarik to lose that stock, but man, that fair almost killing with rage, so scary. And Tarik also not afraid. I mean, losing his stock there, I was gonna say, not afraid to scrap below the ledge against the character as one of the best recoveries in the game and a crazy offstage game, and kind of paying the price for it a little bit. But as I say that, you're gonna tie this up, and yeah, 60% on the board, but we'll see if he's able to equalize that here in the next couple neutral interactions.
Yeah, so far, I mean, like you said, trying to bring it back. I mean, this is, I mean, Greninja can definitely have a good time just racking up a ton of damage, and we've seen Tarik have a good time also racking up damage. I mean, we saw the resets. Oh my God.
Just deleted with that up smash. And yeah, sometimes when you get that ice block set up in a certain way, it is kind of just checkmate, and that was one of those times. Mio definitely needing that.
Yeah, this is the time to have one of those big games. When you're down 2-0 against an invader, right? Like, this is definitely the best time to do it. And I think at this point, you just have to play your life. Just trade your kills. Find that stock, you know, 100, 110, right? Find something into like an up smash. But right now, I mean, I like the pressure from Mio for sure. Just getting like fair one and then just getting the fireball in order to tech chase a little bit. Like really, really good stuff and like good execution. And those platforms are also going to disrupt the Greninja combos for sure.
Yeah. Tarik having a little bit of trouble here, really getting much more than Scrappy. Things started not going to close it out that time, which is okay because we'll take the percent. Definitely Mio's game to lose here. Oh my gosh, yeah. I was, like we were saying before, we were amazed the first time, and Tarik's like, yeah, we're not letting that happen again.
Yeah. 127 though. It looks like game number 4 might be on the horizon for us. Mio might have some signs of life right here.
Yeah, and that, oh my gosh, not gonna kill just yet. And yeah, we'll have to see. Oh my goodness though. Are we gonna see something get started here? No, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, absolutely. Signs of life.
Signs of life for sure.
Yeah, Mio's still doing a really good job right there. Having a big game number 3 in order to put himself on the board against Tarik. And however, what adaptations, what counter picks are we gonna see, right? Like at this point, like this is where usually, you know, it's the end of the road for most people, right? When they play against like a quote unquote like top player, right? They get one back and then they go to like a really bad stage counter pick and then it's kind of curtains. But I'm curious to see if we can go the distance. Okay.
I don't know about this one.
I don't know about it either. I was about to say FD is like by far Greninja's best stage, I'm pretty sure. Obviously coupled with Town and City as well. So I'm very curious as to what the thought process is right here.
But you know what? I mean, yeah, I guess I don't know enough, but it could, kind of like we were saying earlier, if you have a stage you want to play on, you want to execute your offense on, regardless of what your opponent is capable of doing, maybe you just go for it. And so far, just been real scrappy. No one in a clear controlling lead.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of similar to how the last few games have been. I mean, they've just been kind of scrap central all over the place, but this is a situation where can you find a kill right here? If you're Tarik, I mean, falling there, down tilt could be doing just the raw fair.
Yep.
More than enough to do the job. And sitting here, you know, pretty good lead, but I mean, we've seen those leads zap, so yeah, right there, that would have definitely been a kill for sure.
Ooh, nice parry there. Let's see if we can get anything out of it. Just a little bit of chip damage for his trouble. And you know, one thing I was about to talk about that. Just like the lack of, we haven't really seen opportunities for Tarik to kind of do any of the drag down stuff that Greninja was very famous for. It's certainly early game, early meta. And I was kind of expecting maybe we would see it come out on FD given the open playing field, but maybe, and I don't know Tarik's style well enough to comment on it, but maybe just not the options he wants to go for. He's like, I'll just take this somewhat charged F smash.
Let's see, can you find it again? Oh, imagine if we found that again. I think at that point that might have been the prime position for Tarik to get that second stock, but now Mio trying to find something. The big thing is here is you just can't really, like, because the stage is so big, you can't find situations where you can put Greninja in a compromising position to get kills. Sure, you can hit him, but finding him in situations where you can capitalize off a kill has been really hard. And now, Tarik just needs to play the defense. He just needs to play defense the entire time.
Yeah, with this kind of lead. And, yeah, well, you know, not the best trade, but still up an entire stock, completely fresh. And, you know, Mio having to come back on a character that is pretty floaty, pretty light, and dies sub 100% whenever Tarik can get into those confirms. And I like those odds of having 2 stocks to work with to be able to hit one and be able to get a fair at ledge.
Oh, the air dodge read right there, just waits to slip out that back air. One more right here could potentially do it. You saw Tarik going for it. No one home, though. Good evasion from Mio.
Looking for something here in center stage.
Yeah, and I love the adaptations from Mio right there. Using the specials and then like using them once or twice and then shielding immediately, knowing that that drop down nair was going to happen. And if Mio would have kept pulling the trigger on the fireball, it would have been an easy nair into forward air. So can we find a stock here?
Finding something here. Really needs to find this stock soon. If there's any hope of bringing this to a game 5. Ooh.
Yeah, that looked so bad for a second. And still able to come out unscathed. Back throw right here for sure, though. Just going to set up the ledge trap. One bad option right here, and it could be the end of the set right now. Okay, that was, maybe not what I was expecting right there.
Both of them just so comfortable just to go off stage.
The rage.
The rage.
Yeah, the rage providing a factor right there. I mean, just literally look over, 137. Oh, this might kill. So, yeah, Tarik ending up victorious right there, 3-1. Yeah, I think FD is just not the play against Greninja.
Yeah.
Like, I think the platform game was actually not too bad. Putting Tarik in compromising positions where the confirms are going to get disrupted by the platform being there. Sometimes you just fall out of up smash, and sometimes you just fall out of the up air.
We saw that a couple times. Yeah, he was trying to go for those up smash confirms that looked like they should have worked, and they